Innovation is the unrelenting drive to break the status quo and develop anew where few have dared to go. By Stephen Jeffs. A very good morning, everyone. I'm Venuranga Veerawardana, one of the hosts for today's session.
I'm Shashmi, one of the other hosts for today's session.
Bringing together the ideal blend of creativity, innovation, and ambition. Here we welcome you all for the launching ceremony of the Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 2022 competition, organized by the Institution of Engineers, Sri Lanka.
Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka is a multidisciplinary professional engineering institution in Sri Lanka. Being the apex body of engineering professionals in Sri Lanka, it is also the sole credentialing authority of engineering degrees offered in Sri Lanka, including for the internationally recognized Washington Accord. Incorporated in 1968 by the Parliament Act number 17, IESL is the largest engineers organization in Sri Lanka with over 20,000 members. Intending to proliferate innovative culture and creativity among the undergraduate community in Sri Lanka, IESL has stepped forward and launched the competition Undergraduate Inventor of the Year. So today, unfolding its second edition of Undergraduate Inventor of the Year, IESL, Undergraduate Inventor of the Year Organizing Committee, is ready to create a wonderful platform for all the innovative ideas and undergraduate innovators. So welcome you all once again for the launching ceremony of UIY 2022.
Light symbolizes brightness and prosperity. It removes the forces of darkness and gives us positivity. In the spiritual world, light means life. So we can also think of light as giving us new direction in life. With this noble thought, let us start this morning by symbolically lighting the traditional oil lamp.
I would like to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Kamal Laksiri, Acting President of the Institution of Engineers, Sri Lanka, our guest speaker, Dr. Beshan Kulapala, the advisors of JIY, UIY, Professor KTMU Hemapala, and Engineer J. Meegoda, the Chairman of JIY, UIY, Engineer Kasun Pereira, Secretary of JIY, UIY, the past winners of UIY, Mr. Manuka Silva, Mr. Primesh Ichiro, and Mr. Viraj Danushka, and the UIY Subcommittee Chairman, Mr. Ravinath Malinta, to light the oil lamp. And also, representing all the participants in the gathering, I would like to invite one participant to symbolically light the oil lamp. Thank you. May this divine power bless us all for a great journey ahead.
First and foremost, to welcome you all for this prestigious session, I invite our beloved Undergraduate Inventor of the Year Executive Committee Chairman, Engineer Kasun Pereira. Over to you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay. A warm welcome to all of you once again. Today, the Institute of Engineers Sri Lanka set another milestone with the launch of the Undergraduate Inventor of the Year competition 2022 to break the barriers beyond the university arena and opening up to all its stakeholder universities and its student membership. At the onset of the UIY competition 2021, IESL, the apex body of engineers Sri Lanka, we set the platform to showcase the talents of the blooming innovative minds at the national arena while the country was grappling with the pandemic. And today, UIY stepped forward with the competition 2022 with much more rewards and due recognition to promote an innovative culture with all the state universities and its student membership. I will not take much time as you all must be eager to listen to the mastermind behind Vega. So let me quickly share you a few thoughts of the 6 driving forces of the innovation engine, or the 6 factors that is most vital to nourish your passion towards innovativeness. We are all born up with an innate innovative capacity that can be termed as innovation engine, which predominantly governed by 6 factors, that is imagination, education, and attitude, which the 3 factors that lies within us, or can be termed as the internal factors, and the culture, the habitat, and the resources, the 3 factors that considered to be external. So starting up with culture, obviously you'll have to break few barriers to be innovative. There's a singular proverb, "Paninna perasita balanna," look before you leap. You have to break these barriers to become innovative, to venture new dimensions of technology, to reach out of your comfort zone to become innovative. The habitat is the surrounding. It is the ones you are surrounded with. It is said that you are the average of the 5 persons whom you closely associate. So whom you associate will really matter. Choose your friends wisely, and more importantly, choose a mentor that will lead you to challenge your own skills. And when it comes to the resources, your generation has been seriously been victimized with the dollar crisis and earlier the pandemic, where the resources are now in scarce, but our nation is blessed with natural resources. So do capitalize on the available resources. And talking about internal factors, starting up with imagination. If you don't dream, there's almost nothing to come as reality. So imagination is the first set of blueprints for any invention. So dream big, aim high. If you aim at stars, at least you will end up in a coconut tree. And talking about education, it is the same curriculum that you all study despite the university, but it is the extra effort that you take individually to learn new technology, but will distinguish you from one another. And learning is something you have to keep up as a lifelong passion. And finally, the attitude. Attitude is your commitment and the consistency. To start something innovative, you have to be committed, and to take it up to the end marketable product, you have to upkeep the consistency. So the final message that I want to share with you all is, it is up to you to invest on your innovation engine. IESL is ready to capitalize its investment on you. You are our nation's future. So do take this opportunity to compete among the best of the best with UIY competition 2022. I wish you all to be victorious in the upcoming event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Marking another milestone in Undergraduate Inventor of the Year journey, today we unveil its 2nd edition, having the sole intention of encouraging and stimulating undergraduates' interest in inventions related to engineering, while providing an opportunity for engineering undergraduates to organize and present their inventions. So, to present you the introduction to Undergraduate Inventor of the Year competition, I cordially invite the Secretary of UIY Subcommittee, Ms. Lakshani Patharagiri. Over to you, Ms. Lakshani.
Thank you, Shashini. I hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
Whether the screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving forward with, first of all, we'll brief like what is UIY 2022. This program is a unique platform for recognizing and rewarding the nation's most outstanding and innovative undergraduate students, and to showcase their emerging ideas and inventions that will shape the future. Judges will evaluate each entry for its originality, inventiveness, scope of use, and potential social, environmental, or economic value. Winners will enjoy exclusive cash prizes, awards, certificates, and the opportunity to patent their inventions. And at the below, in the page, you can see the timeline that we are going to proceed with the UIY 2022. Today, the May 1st, we are going to start calling applications, and we are going to call applications until June 12th. And on the June 12th, we are going to close the applications. And on the August 12th, we are going to have our preliminary round. And then While considering the amount of application and all the other criteria, we are going to have the second round on September 17th, and the final competition will be happening parallel with the techno competition around October 20th. Moving forward, the preliminary competition, as a participant or a competent while you are being a part of the preliminary competition, you need to submit a 3-minute video of the invention, a brochure of the invention, and you have to respond to the Q&A session. The number of additional rounds will be decided accordingly by considering the total number of initial submissions. If there will be more than one preliminary round, the progress of the invention will be evaluated too. When it comes to the final competition, this will be a physical event held on 20th of October 2022. The selected number of inventions, maximum 10 inventions, will be completed in this event. You have to submit a physical prototype or a computer model about the invention, a project report not more than 10 pages, a video clip which markets the product to complete for the most popular invention. A Q&A session will be held regarding the invention conducted by the judging panel. So moving forward, these are the guidelines. Engineering faculties will be informed of the context and its rules and procedures each year by the IESL, and this year we too hope to do it. The universities which are eligible is University of Colombo, University of Peradeniya, University of Jayawardenepura, University of Sabaragamuwa, and the Open University, and all the including all the government universities. You can participate as an individual or group project, maximum 8 members per group. A contestant can be a part of the competition by these below given criteria: 1 or 2 individual projects, 1 individual project and 1 group project, or else 1 group project. Students must submit their inventions to the Deputy Executive Secretary, IESL, through a Google form or website by 12 June 2022 with a project proposal, a signed letter from the department head verifying the originality and the application form. The verification letter by the head of the department should objectively set forth the extent to which the student exercised independence and originality and the part the advisor played. All the names of the inventors must be included in the verification letter. The maximum page count for the project proposal is 3 pages, and it should be in PDF format. Finally, the selected inventions, maximum 10 inventions will be selected, will be eligible to participate in the UIY final on the 20th October, as I mentioned before. Moving forward, the initial application form should be included as follows. The online application form should be included as by the following information: the description about your invention, a brief note on the originality and novelty of the proposal comparing the invention with the existing products, description of current stage of development, conceptual stage, preliminary design stage, detailed design stage, proof of concept stage, and working prototype stage, details of team members including advisors, a signed letter from the department head verifying the originality of your project, and finally the project proposal, not more than 3 pages. And here we are coming to the most awaited one, the judging criteria. The judging will be done by the Sri Lankan Inventors Commission. The judge panel will evaluate the project based on the following criteria: explanation of the problem identifying, targeted solution, advantages of the project idea and the people affected, expressing the idea clearly with its positive impact, comparing of the idea with what already exists if applicable, and to highlight the uniqueness of the solution, demonstrate the tangible form, prototype, or as a diagram, commercial viability and the market approach of the idea, innovativeness of the project idea. And finally, the judge's decision will be the final decision for the competition. Moving forward, these are the prizes that we are hoping to give to all the winners of the UIY 2022. Awards and cash prizes for the first place, second place, third place is as follows. And the awards and cash prizes of 30,000 for the remaining finalists, and awards and cash prize of 10,000 for the most popular invention, and the awards and cash prizes of 10,000 for the best market viable invention. Valuable certificates will be given for the finalists, 1 year of free IESL student or the associate membership for the finalists will be given. For selected inventions, a mentor will be provided for further development of the invention and will be guided throughout the patent receiving process. And the patent criteria provide the opportunity for some selected inventions to patent their inventions through Sri Lanka Inventors Commission. The entries are ineligible if the invention has already been patented or disclosed by another party inventor, or you have been issued a patent for the invention more than 1 year prior to the date of submissions to the competition. So moving forward, hope all of y'all got a good idea about how the UIY 2022 proceed and how y'all can take part to the UIY 2022. So I would like to warmly invite all of y'all to join hands with UIY 2022 to get the maximum output of it. So thank you very much. And I would like to express a quote. If you look at history, innovation doesn't come just from giving people incentives. It comes from creating environments where their ideas can connect. So have a good day, everyone, and stay tuned for the proceedings of UIY 2022 today. So over to you, moderators. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lakshari. The past is a great reminder of how things were, and it acts as an indicator on how good things are now. Let us take a brief stroll down the memory lane and reminisce about the past inaugural Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 2021 competition. So let us all watch a recap video of the last year's competition. Vega, the flagship electric supercar, the first of its kind built in Sri Lanka. Designed and developed by Vega Innovations, a subsidiary of Colgen International Limited, was officially unveiled at the Geneva International Motor Show 2020 in Switzerland. This is the first vehicle in Sri Lankan history entirely designed and engineered in Sri Lanka to be showcased at a premier international motor show. Vega Innovations, being pioneers of South Asia's first all-electric supercar, is inspired by a hyper-creative generation of multidisciplinary innovators and having a vision to revolutionize the world we live in with cutting-edge technology to enhance lives, to bring people closer to nature and to each other in extraordinary ways.
Obtained his Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering from University of Kentucky, Masters and the Doctors of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering from Arizona State University. Since 2013, he has been leading a team of young multidisciplinary engineers developing high-performance electric supercars and new automobile technologies in the electric vehicle market. In addition, he is also the director of ChargeNet and AI Go startups, pushing technology boundaries in an electric vehicle charging and advanced agriculture fields. He is also a research scientist with Cogen International since 2013, the parent company of Vega, ChargeNet, and AI Grow. Previously, he was an engineering manager at Intel Corporation USA, during which he led a team of engineers to develop integrated debug and survivability capabilities for all CPU products across the company. He was also the co-founder of the Validation Co-Unit Center of Expertise at Intel Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the co-founder and the director of Vega Innovations and our keynote speaker for today's session, Dr. Beshan Kulapala. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. And good morning to all of you. I'm very humbled to be part of this introduction, the launch ceremony of the Innovators competition. I'm a strong believer that competitions do help to get good ideas out of youngsters, and also to bring youngsters together, bring the youth together to develop new ideas as a group. And I think it's very important in the current context that we get together and do things rather than trying to win the world by ourselves individually. So having said that, one of your speakers before, Kasun, was talking about imagination, and I think that's a wonderful way to start conversation. Because right now this country is going through a transformation of imaginations, and I think all of the protests that are happening, we must speak a few words of it. Otherwise, it would be the white elephant in the room. It's a result of youngsters thinking about new ideas and how to formulate what their futures would look like, what their dreams and their inspirations look like. And I think it's very important that that we look at imagination as a wholesome thing and not just about technology only. But having said that, also I think there are two things that are very important for every citizen in this country today. One is economics, because economics affect all of us, from buying your food items, or you're paying rent for your home, or if you want to buy a car or a bike or whatever it is, economics play a major role. The cost of goods, how import restrictions, what are the taxes and all of that. But also some other thing that is very important, just like economics, is technology and innovation. Technology touches every part of our lives, from healthcare to agriculture, to how we communicate with one another, how we do online and offline education, how we work from home, the engineering work that we do, of course, all of that, every single thing that we do on a daily basis depends on technology. And I think so this forum is very, very important for the country, because if we are working on something that touches everything that we do on a daily basis, then we have the power to make an impact, to change how we look at life, how we do certain things. So that would improve our lives here in this awesome island, right? So, so don't underestimate that. Don't underestimate the fact that y'all are privileged to be undergraduates, privileged to be undergraduates in engineering, and privileged to be part of a competition that develops technology. Should be, it's almost like you're owning a pot of gold, right? It's something that y'all should be very proud of. That y'all have the ability to come together, innovate, make new things, bring new ideas, so that it might change the entire landscape of how we live in this country. And I think that should never be underestimated. I saw some wonderful projects that were shown in the 2021 introduction video that was played. But I also want to ask the challenging question, the hard question, as to what has happened to those projects now. Are those teams still pursuing those? Is that a dream for them to bring those ideas to life, to commercialize it? And where are you? I'm sure some projects are still progressing. I'm just asking this as a question. I'm not judging anyone right now. But I would really love to know, where are you all with those projects? What challenges? How can the industry, or how can individuals like myself help? Whom can I connect you all with that might take this project forward? I think those are very important things. As people from the industry, we getting to help. What I tell my other colleagues in the industry is that to help the undergraduates, to help the youths to come up with their ideas, you necessarily don't have to give money. A lot of people don't ask for money. It is, they ask for support in terms of connecting them with somebody, giving them some advice, giving them some pointers as to what might go wrong. So there's a lot for people to do to support them, support the youth of this country. And I hope if this video is played online at some point, that people in the industry would step forward more to not just speak at events, but to allocate their time to help the undergraduates, to help the youth to get their ideas to life. So on that point, we have been working on a model called innovation to commercialization. It's called I2C. Of course, it's still in a very still in a small kind of idea right now. But what we want to do is to have an innovation to commercialization center where people like y'all who participate in these competitions, we want to filter the good ideas, the best ideas, and then hold your hand and take you all the way to commercialize it, to build a company around it, to make money out of it. We should always think from a capitalistic point of view when we get into these innovative things, that at the end of the day, we must make money. This is how countries like America, countries like South Korea, Japan, they all have a lot of innovative programs. They all have a lot of youth that are interested in commercial innovations. But the difference is that they take their ideas to life. They manufacture 10 units of it, 100 units of it. They sell it as an app. They get people to use it. Whatever it is, those teams will make money out of it. And I think that is a key element in pushing innovation and technology forward. Because if you are putting all of your time and energy on a product, on a solution, that you're not sleeping and working on this, at the end of the day, it has to make sense that it is commercialized, that somebody is using it, it's helping somebody in the community, helping somebody in your country, or in the world, and that you're getting something decent back to support yourself. Otherwise, most of the time, what has happened is, unfortunately, these ideas are, you make a prototype, you get on the newspaper, on the Sunday paper, then some talk show picks it up, you get on a show for the next 30 minutes, then a minister will see it, he wants to get in on the photo op, so he gives you a nice certificate, invites you to the ministry, takes a photo, and that's it. 2 months later, this project is out of sight. The people who are working on it is now frustrated because nobody is helping them. And then maybe 1 year later, you would do another show about it, like the helicopter that is sitting somewhere in somebody's estate that is rotting away, because the idea is lost. There's nobody to support it. So this is something we must change as people from the industry who are responsible to make sure that the youth of this country brings their ideas to life. So I'm really working hard on this side of things, to bring national policy together, to bring politicians together, to bring industry leaders together, to make sure that your ideas are brought to life. If not, this exercise is very temporary. It's an exercise to win a competition and not to make money. So I know it's a very frustrating time right now for the youth, the undergraduates, especially. Your future seems like it's on the balance. You don't know if you should stay in this country or not. You don't know if you would have a decent job, be able to support yourself, and have a family here, right? It's a lot of questions. It's a lot of frustrations, anger, and a lot of anxiety. And I understand that, and people in the industry that I work with also understand that. And I think we are working very hard to make sure that we have a supportive system for everyone, that there's enough jobs and opportunities to have a supportive system that you can flourish in this country. And part of that is to bring your ideas to life. We have to have thousands of startups. Not We shouldn't be talking about Vega right now. Vega is 8 years old. We developed one prototype. We took it to Geneva. The show got cancelled, unfortunately, due to COVID. So we brought the car back in 2020. Yes, we are doing a lot of new technologies around it. We have a whole bunch of other products that we have. But right now, I would love to see thousands of other Vega-like companies and the owners of those companies coming to speak to you all to see how we can move this country forward. So I think we are very slow. I myself is very frustrated about the speed of how technology is moving, how the speed of how innovative ideas get picked up, and how people invest in this country. To be very honest, I'll give you a good example. In Uganda, there is a company called Kira. In 2013 time of frame, about 8 students from a local university, they got together and converted a bus into electric. So this little bus was, driving around Uganda, and the government of Uganda suddenly said, "Okay, let's support this." So they took ownership of, a part ownership of this company with the university team. They invested $35 million. They gave them a factory space of 50 odd acres. And now Uganda doesn't import any buses. This company builds all the buses for Uganda and a few of the other countries around it. So that is how the whole system needs to be in place to take these ideas forward very quickly. or else we will be, working on an electric car until the day we die, trying to see how to bring that to market. So we need all of us to get together and come up with a good strategy, come up with a good national policy to help you all bring these ideas to life. And I really hope that all the competitors, even if you win or lose, that you will not stop doing innovative things, that you all will continue to get together and try to take your ideas to the market to commercialize it. And that is the one way that we can all kind of develop this country. So with that, we all need to kind of think about what kind of policies, what kind of an environment do we need to live in to have a workplace like that, to have an environment where innovators and people like y'all, people like us can flourish. And I think it's very important that we look at countries that have done really well in this sector. If you look at South Korea, if you look at Singapore, if you look at some of the European countries, they all focus on the progressive front, progressive ideas of having an environment around it. So that would mean not just technology, but it would mean socially also. Are you thinking about progressive ideas? Politically, are you thinking about progressive ideas? When you all get together, as a team, how progressive are you? Like, so the next question somebody would ask me is, what does progressive mean? Progressive means a lot of things. One thing is that you have to be inclusive. It has to be about, gender equality should be there. Men working together, to bring new ideas together, not considering that they are male or female, right? It should be, you should always strive to have a balance in your team, because I can tell you from experience, from Vega and working with other teams, having that gender equality brings a lot of value. It brings a lot of value that normally a bunch of boys or men can't really come up with. That female input brings a lot of value. The same thing the other way around also. If there's a mix of people, it brings a lot of value. Then equality in race and religion, those are also progressive things. That is also very important, because the innovative ideas that you all invent or you do, it should help the community, it should help the people, right? If people are not using it, then what are you really doing? So people are people around us in our communities, and it could be from Christians to Buddhists to Muslims to Sinhalese versus Tamil versus anybody, right? So all of those people have to be equated into these innovative ideas, and I think race and religion equality is very important. Then also another key factor with progressive thinking is how we do business, how we do imports and exports, and that has a massive input on innovative manufacturing, especially in Sri Lanka. Now, if you are manufacturing circuit boards or some electronics right now, you would immediately know the challenges that you have. One is the silicon shortage that is worldwide, is causing a lot of disruption. Even at Vega, we have had to hold certain projects because there's not enough silicon to buy, not enough chips to buy, right? So that is one problem. Then import taxes, the duties, the shipping costs, and any clearance kind of problems that we have in this country. You would all know, if you imported like let's say a LoRa wireless device, you have to go to TRC, you have to go talk to 3 people at customs, then you have to pay some money to somebody underhand and then get it cleared, right? These are the practical ways of how we do things, and it's a mess. We as innovators, we as potential engineers who could change this country, shouldn't be wasting our time trying to clear a few electronic components. It's just a joke. So progressive thinking also comes into that, because in progressive countries, trade barriers are removed. There are, you try to remove as much as trade barriers so that you can do imports and exports more quickly. You can, reduce your costs, and bring these ideas to life very quickly, right? The speed to get into the market is a very, very important thing, especially with technology, because 3 months later, technology might move so quickly that if you are stuck trying to import a few chips for a month, then it doesn't make any sense at all. So that is why we as engineers, we as undergraduates should support progressive thinking. And I want you all to think differently on this, because um, right now there is a trend to say that we should go back to the 70s, where everything is manufactured in Sri Lanka. And a lot of the economics and myself think that that is the wrong way to go, because the 70s was not successful. It wasn't sustainable. Yes, we had, Kalani tires. Yes, we had the sugar factories and paper factories and all of that. But we were not competing at a not at even at a local level. We weren't competing with the international level. And you see these kind of problems, especially with the tile industry right now, right? Yes, we manufacture so many tiles for wall tiles and floor tiles, but the costs are very high. The costs are not going down; it's going up, and technology has to keep up also. So I think we should not go back to a 70s lifestyle. It needs to be a new way of thinking. The world has moved forward, and we need to have less trade barriers to do our work properly. And a good example um, is that we are not a natural resource rich country. We are not. I know, early on somebody said we are. I think we are taught to think that way. Yes, we have, the waterfalls, the water, and the alleys and පළතුරු, and අපි ඒවා කියනවානේ අපේ ජාතික ගීයත්. හැබැයි we if we look at it, anything that we manufacture, we have to import the raw materials. Textile, electronics, paper, so many things we have to import it. We have to import the raw materials. So yes, we may have a lot of natural resources, but those are not readily available to use it for our manufacturing capabilities. We have the best graphene, we have the best graphite, but we export it directly. We can't use it for our own manufacturing. So maybe one of the solutions would be to, to value add and build resources from that perspective. But at the end of the day, for our lifetime, for the next 2-3 years, if you want to be an innovator, most of the time, 90% of your raw materials that you need, the components that you need, will have to be imported. Now, if you don't have a progressive economy where you have a lot of trade barriers, then those raw materials are going to get taxed. You are going to have a lot more difficulty bringing those raw materials into the country to manufacture something and value add. So, so that is why I keep pushing at these, events, especially with the young people, that we have to support these progressive ideas to make manufacturing faster. I think I have like 5 more minutes. So what I want to end this conversation is that that I'm very proud to see all these youngsters today working on innovation, working on new ideas. But please don't make it about this competition alone. It would be wonderful to win this competition. There is a good prize money associated with this that should help you to, to bring your ideas to the market much faster. But we as the industry will also help you. Reach out to us to see, if you want a contact, if you don't know where to buy a certain part, or to find a vendor, or to talk to some head in a company to see if your idea can be pushed there. Don't hesitate to, talk to us. What can you lose? I might say, oh, I don't know. But I might also say, yeah, I know somebody, let me, give his number or her number to you. So there is a lot of value addition in working together. We want the youth to stay in this country so we can bring this country to its best. And to do all of that, we have to have an environment where everybody wins. If it's just me winning and others are just doing what I'm asking today, that is not going to work. We need an environment where everybody wins. So once again, thank you very much for having me today. I wanted to talk to you all about innovation and what it means as a country to do that, and how as a country we need to transform ourselves to be wish all of you all the very best. I'm on LinkedIn, but you can always message me on Facebook or WhatsApp me, and if there's any way I can help, let me know. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Besha. And now I would like to introduce our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Kamal Laksiri. Dr. Kamal Laksiri has 28 years of experience in hydropower and dam engineering. He's a member of the Strategic Council of the International Water Association. He was the past president of the Association of Consulting Engineers in Sri Lanka, and furthermore, he's the governor of Region 10 ASCE, a project director at Ceylon Electricity Board, and acting president of IESL. So without further ado, it is my pleasure in inviting Dr. Kamal Laksiri to address the gathering. Sir, the space is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir. You are audible
okay.
And visible.
Yeah, right. Thank you. To our keynote speaker today, Dr. Engineer Bishan Kulapala, for his with his wonderful lecture today. Then the advisors, past President Engineer Migoda and Professor Udayanga Hempala, all the council members joining this event today, Chairman of the JIY committee, Engineer Kasun Pereira, and all the executive members, all the young members joining to this event today, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me thank you all again for inviting me for this important event today, the 2022 Undergraduate Inventor of the Year launch. It's a great honor and pleasure to join you all in this beautiful morning. Our JIY committee organizes this competition as its flagship event, and doing this for some time. But as you all know, with the difficulties we faced in the recent past with the pandemic and also with the current crisis in the country, the organizers managed to arrange everything. I really appreciate for their commitment and the arrangements were all made to make it a success. Now, if you look at the JIY history, let me briefly mention the first JIY Inventor competition we started in way back in 1980s, about 4 decades ago. And then over the years, it evolved and it helped to lift the many young school talents and also the university graduates, undergraduates, and brought them to the national and international level. It's a great investment by IESL to help improve the talents of the young generation in the country. If you look at the competition's inception, its diversity and coverage have grown appreciably over the years. Now, if you look at, over the years, we have added provincial level tournaments, all island awareness sessions, workshops, national exhibitions, etc. And also, we have collaborated in the international competitions such as Intel. And some of you may aware that Sri Lanka, our country, our candidates have been in the forefront, and at least winning at least one place within within the 10 places in the past competition. It's a great achievement, and of course with competing with the first world countries. And if we look at the JIY committee achievements over the years, I can briefly mention few. So the bringing this event into digital media, digitalizing the whole process, including the campaigning, then introducing a single trilingual document for the book of guidelines, along with summarized version of it as the brooch of guidelines. Then also introducing the guideline via the social media platform LinkedIn. And also they have appointed about 120 school representatives who are engineering undergraduates, covering all parts of the country, provinces and the districts, island-wide. Then introducing the ENCORE 2021 sessions to build the island-wide awareness program. So last event, the total participation exceeded 2,300 students. And finally, we have registered 750 students for this competition. Then also, they have successful in launching an e-magazine for the first time. Then if you look at all these recent achievements, could be possible amidst the various difficulties they faced with the pandemic situation, because most of the time the secretariat was also not fully operational, but still with the assistance they received from the IESL, they could manage all these. So I am very happy to announce that this JIY competition soon it will reach the national level competition. We are working on it with the higher education authorities. So I am very sure it will be very soon. It will be recognized as a national level competition. So it's a great achievement. So I take this opportunity to appreciate and thank the chairman and the executive committee members for their excellent support and the commitment extended on this development. Now, if I focus on undergraduate inventions a little, now most of you, the candidates are the of this UIY are the undergraduates, but soon you will become engineers as soon as you complete your studies in the universities. So if I just mention a few things, engineers are the creative problem solvers and help design and build the environment. Engineering is an international profession. After your graduation, you can work anywhere in the globe. Engineers are indispensable to technological innovations that will benefit people and the planet for greater prosperity and better quality of life. Engineers are needed more than ever before to meet the requirement of the current world and to address the pressing needs of sustainable development of humanity and the planet. Basically, it is the engineers who can make the change the world expects a reality, and it's well proved by the statement, if you want to change the world for the better, become an engineer. Our learning of engineering doesn't stop with the academic studies as many people do, but we need to continuously engage in updating our knowledge to become a successful engineer and also to be updated with the fast developing technology. Engineering knowledge today has a very short life, and lifelong learning is needed to keep individuals' knowledge and skills up to date. In my opinion today, the importance of engaging in research leading to inventions and innovations is seriously felt, as we need innovative solutions in many of the instances. Today, you all are undergraduates, but soon you will start to work as practicing engineers facing the real world and its demands for independent thinking. There you will find that every day you face with a new type of problem, and already the existing solutions which we work out from what we learned in the university have been exhausted, and innovative solutions are a must. The general public expects engineers to find efficient and cost-effective solutions to their problems. They expect you to make their lives better with your technical input. In practice, if you are not innovative enough in your work, you will soon experience that survival, and becoming a successful practitioner is not an easy task. In my experience, when I was a young engineer, I was fond of technical books and journals, and I have been maintaining a huge collection of books and journals, thinking that I'll be able to address any issue I face in my work with those books. But to my disappointment, none of the books I have could help me when a new problem is faced in the practice. So this is just an example from my experience to show that gathering new knowledge and engage in innovation are a mandatory requirement today if you have to be a successful practicing engineer. So one of the main objectives of this type of competitions is to make you prepared for future challenges and improve your skills needed from your undergraduate level before you passing out. As IESL, we have very well recognized this need and given a high priority to develop the innovative skills of you young members. And I believe that you can experience it very well. We have already witnessed how we have evolved over the years, and I am confident 2022, this year, will also be another wonderful year. So let me conclude my brief speech today. I have been this possible, all these activities, arrangements have been possible due to the commitment of our dynamic team headed by the chairman, Engineer Kasun Pereira. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, the committee members, and all the others the university representatives, the advisors who help them in this mammoth tasks. So with that, let me conclude my speech, and I congratulate all the candidates who are participating in this event, which we are going to launch today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And now it's time for what all of us have been waiting for, which is to launch the Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 2022. The website will contain information about the judging criteria, competition guidelines, timelines, prizes, and overall event details. So without further ado, it's my pleasure inviting Dr. Kamal Laksari to launch Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 2022. And to assist the launching process, I invite the Secretary of UIY Subcommittee, Mr. Akshani Patrick.
Yes, sir. Please request the remote access.
Yeah.
Yes. And now Dr. Laksari will take control shortly.
So have you done?
Yeah. Right. Yes. Right. Yes. Now. Okay. Let's launch the event. I have given the controls. Right.
Primash, can you share the screen with the website?
There seemed to be a small technical difficulty, so please bear with us.
So yeah, like we have mentioned before, the IESL Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 22 website is officially launched, and from now onwards, you all can submit your submissions for the UIY 2022. Scrolling down of the page, can you go down? Y'all can see the vision and mission of the IESL and the crew members of the IESL UIY Executive Committee. Can you move down? Yeah, and here you guys can direct you to the guidelines and the judging criteria of the UIY 2020 competition. And also it's mentioned the timeline and the prizes and the patent criteria, which is regarding the UIY 2022 competitions. And scrolling down, you all can see some recap images of the UIY 2021. And in the bottom of the page, you all can find the FAQ, which were raised by the participants of the UIY 2021 and previous. These some essential questions that will help all of y'all to be a part of UIY 2022. And yeah, before finishing off, I would like to warmly invite all of y'all to be a part of UIY 2022. So thank you, and over to you, moderators.
Thank you, Dr. Laksari and Ms. Lakshani. So now with the website launched, so if any of the participants have any queries related to the competition, please refer the website where all the information. And now the time has arrived for a Q&A session with the immediate past winners of the Undergraduate Inventor of the Year competition.
To moderate this session, it's my pleasure in inviting UIY Subcommittee Treasurer, Ms. Nikeshi Kumar Singh. Ms. Nikeshi, the space is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Ashini. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Very good morning to all of you. It's a delight to speak upon this wonderful gathering. And I'm Nikesh Kumar Singh, Treasurer of IESL UIY Subcommittee 22. This session will be introduced the immediate past winners of the UIY competition 2021. So today in this launching ceremony, we thought of bringing insight from them to you, as it will be more lucrative and appealing for undergraduates. Today, we have our past winners for the Q&A forum. First, I would like to introduce Mr. Manuka Silva and Mr. Idushar Senaviratna from the team who won the first place and the most popular invention award from the University of Jaffna for inventing launching separator from food waste. Next, we have Mr. Primash Morapitia and Ms. Saumya Beratna from the team who won the second place from University of Peradeniya for inventing plastic sorting and shredding machine. Finally, we have Mr. Viraj Tanushka and Mr. Hans Tisanka from the team who won the third place and the best video award from the University of Peradeniya for inventing digital signal-based user-targeted advertising.
Marcos Silva, can you switch on the video so we can spotlight you?
Welcome you all. Let's start our Q&A session. My first question will be directed to Mr. Idushan Senaviratna. Mr. Idushan, what motivated you to come up with this idea? Why did you specifically think this would be a novel idea? Over to you, Mr. Idushan.
Thank you, Nikeshi. Good morning, all. And I'm Idushan Senaviratna, representing the winners of UIY 2021. And I gratefully thank IESL UIY 2022 team for inviting us to share our experience throughout the previous competition. And actually, our invention is a product of that we can use to separate polythene from accumulated food waste. And first, I would like to thank our team as it was a group project, and our supervisor, Mr. Anuraj, for supervising us throughout the competition and preparing the prototype and going through selecting the topic. And first, as our main responsibility is to make this world as a better place. It's our main moral was to find the most occurring problem for the present society and the environment. So our supervisors had gone through with the problems that the environment is occurring in the presently. So we saw that polythene, the accumulated polythene with food waste is the really big issue in the society, as it gives many bad effects for us. As an example, actually the polythene takes much longer time to degrade. So if it is accumulated with food waste, so they are directly posted into the environment. So and also once these accumulated food waste with polythenes are used to eat by animals, it has a big effect for our natural environment also, as these animals are died due to this problem. So we thought of going through with this problem and find a solution for this problem. And as it was more than one team initially from our university, those who had to come up with the prototype and the concept for this problem, our team and our concept was selected as the best concept and which gives the most expected result. So we could separate polythene from this accumulated food waste through our concept. And and we wanted to go through with the national level with the product and to take this product into the real world as the national level. So we selected UIY 2021 to go through this journey and getting the winning from the competition. Actually, we are currently on the developing of the process of this product into the mass usage. As we all know, mostly the accumulated food waste are collected in the mass environment. On the environment, we have to separate the polythenes to get the maximum efficiency through the product. So we could develop this product. We are currently developing this product from domestically purposes and to the industrial purposes to be able to separate polythene from the food waste for the mass usage also. As I earlier said, giving a solution for the environmental issue that we are mainly occurring and come up with the innovation as our responsibility for the as future engineers. I think we have gone through with our responsibility perfectly. And I'd like to thank again for the UIY 2021 for giving us this chance and identifying the real talent and for the support throughout now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Idushan. We'll move on to our second question. My second question will be directed to Mr. Viraj Dhanushkar. Mr. Viraj, what was the most challenging part of your project and how did you overcome it? Over to you, Mr. Viraj.
Okay, thank you, Keshi. First of all, good morning. Very good morning to all of you. I would say selecting the right technology stack was a bit challenging for us at the beginning of the project. How we overcome that? First of all, we did a thorough research about our project idea, and based on that, we started to decide on the tech stack for the project, it's always plus to use the technologies that you and your team are already familiar with, but trying to select the technologies just based on your familiarity with the particular technology is not always beneficial. In fact, there are reasons to exist various technologies that can do the same thing, right? For example, let's assume that we are creating a mobile application. As you know, there are various technologies for you to create mobile apps, such as you can use Java or Kotlin to create native Android apps. So you can use cross-platform mobile app frameworks such as React Native or Flutter. These are just a few examples, and pretty much a lot of technologies out there to create mobile apps. As you know, most undergraduates are familiar with programming languages like Java. If you decide to create mobile app using Java just because you are familiar with Java syntax, I believe it is not a wise decision. But you can always do research and select the correct technologies which are most relevant to the project and start learning them quickly, and then start building the project. Here in this example, creating the mobile. Sometimes it might tricky to pick the best technology again, because the features you are willing to create in your project might be possible to create using various technologies. For example, today most modern mobile and web application frameworks offer number of pre-built widgets that you can easily customize and use in applications. In such scenario, it is always plus and time saving to continue with the most familiar technologies for you. But again, I would like to mention, don't just select the technologies only because you are familiar with them compared to the other technologies out there. If you pick the right technology or tool at the beginning, yes, it may take some time for you to get yourself familiarized with, but in return, it might make your life easier and save your time tremendously. And never hesitate to change the tech stack that you are already familiar with and learn new technologies and tools. Think of it as another challenge, and of course, challenge yourself. You can have daily sync-ups, and we also did the same. Some regular meetings. In those meetings, we can discuss current progress of the project, the issues that the team member encounter, necessary changes to make, or improvements, and etc. So these discussions will help every team member to get good knowledge about the various tech stacks. And at the end of the competition, if you could not achieve something as you expected, I believe you have already won as a team. We as a team did the same thing when we were getting ready for competition throughout the past few years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Viraj, for sharing such a great thought with us. Next, moving forward, let's move to the next question. I'm going to ask this question from Mr. Primash Parapitiya. Mr. Primash, what qualities should an innovator have, or what is essential to become an innovator in Sri Lanka? Over to you, Primash.
Thank you, Nikechi. Am I audible?
Yes, Primash, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that wonderful question. And I believe that one of the main qualities of an innovator is the urge to contribute to the betterment of the mankind while preserving a whole world for the future. An innovator should have the ability to look at a problem in a different perspective and also to think outside the box when finding solutions to them. We also think that it is essential to be enthusiastic, to be curious, to learn something new, and to try out different things in order to increase the creativity, to sharpen our knowledge, and to gain experience in a wide area. Also, if we can be aware of the things that are happening in our day-to-day life and in the present context of the world, it will open more opportunities for the innovators to recognize where they can put their innovative ideas into practice. Another quality of an innovator is not being discouraged when we have to face a problem and when things do not become successful as expected. We always need to have a positive mindset reminding the fact that failures and unexpected outcomes pave the way towards a successful outcome. We all know that a new innovation makes things easy, efficient, and economically beneficial for us and for all the users. But an innovator should also keep in mind that while achieving all these goals, it is more important to make our innovation for the betterment of the mankind. Anyone can become an exceptional innovator when they understand their potential and work on their creative ideas day and night. I think it answered your question, Nikeshi.
Yes, Mr. Primash. Thank you very much for your valuable thoughts.
My pleasure.
Moving along, I would like to ask the next question from Mr. Hans Pisanka. Mr. Hans, in your opinion, what actions specifically aided you to win this competition? Over to you, Mr. Hans.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the question, Nikeshi. And in the competition wise, I believe we did work as a team from the beginning, and the teamwork and how we divided each of the parts among us is what really helped us achieve this position in the competition. So if I explain on that, from the beginning, we had a team who worked on various, who are specifically specified on various things, and they are using them to how to make the project get more innovative, and how to identify where we can improve. And like that, first of all, we kind of divided the project work among our members, and then we saw that we are making good progress here. And with the supervision of our lecturers from the university, we believe that we have a good chance in applying these two competitions, and as a team we can achieve a lot. So we saw this opportunity, this competition details, and we first read the guidelines, and we followed how we can approach this, how to approach this and go for a win. And we believe that we did a good start from the beginning. We read about the competition and how are the things we can follow, how we can divide the work. There was at the beginning we had to submit a proposal about the project, and we divided the work where we had to create a video also to promote our product, likewise, and also create a brochure. We had to do that also. So we had to divide the work among the members who are specialized in that, and also we try to improve our product while doing that. So step by step we achieved to this final competition, where we managed to make some creative work here with dividing among the members. And I believe that what they have done like this really helped us to achieve this, achieve our target, and go with a more better solution while learning. A great opportunity for us, I believe, to work as a team and improve as an individual while working on this competition and achieving the winning state. And I believe, yeah, that's my experience and how the teamwork has aided our win in this competition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hans, for sharing your experience with us. Ms. Saumya, I'll ask my next question from you. We know the IESL UIY is a great platform for innovators. How did the IESL UIY competition help you to shape your future endeavors as an innovator? Or to you, Ms. Saumya?
Thank you, Nikeshi. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, good morning to all of you. So, as my colleague Primash said before, there is a vivid range of qualities and skills that creates a good innovator. But along with that, having a good platform to showcase and present these innovative ideas to the world is something essential, especially for young innovators who are new to the industry. So last year, IESL UIY, organized by the Institute of Engineers Sri Lanka, the apex body of engineering professionals of the country, was an inspiring platform for all the participants, including us, to deliver and share our innovative and experimental ideas to the industry and also to the general public. So as Team ISOT, we are eminently grateful for the organizing committee of IESL UIY 2021 for organizing this fruitful program. regardless of the pandemic situation during that period of the year, and it encouraged us to think out of the box and to develop our innovative ideas, focusing on a sustainable future. And also we have to say that this program was a great encouragement for us, and we are pleased to say that after this achievement last year, we were even able to apply for an international grant to develop our innovative idea, where we were able to get a positive response. So we have passed the first stage of approval of a grant of $1,000 from IEEE EPICS program, and we are waiting for the final approval to start working on it with the team we have organized with a group of multidisciplinary undergraduates. And also we have planned to conduct awareness sessions for young students on importance of recycling, joining hands with the Rotary Club of University of Peradeniya. So we are sincerely grateful for IESL UIY committee for creating this platform for us to initiate our idea. And also I have to add that we were able to learn a lot from the professionals from the industry and to improve our skills and knowledge from the programs conducted simultaneously with the competition. So we believe these kinds of programs, including IESL UIY and other programs organized by IESL, contribute a great deal in crafting upstanding future engineers in the country, and it paves the way to a promising future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Soumya, for sharing your experience. I'm really happy to hear from you that the UIY competition has helped you to develop in many aspects, and I'm really happy about your achievements. The final question of the Q&A session goes to Mr. Manuka Silva. Mr. Manuka, as a past winner, what do you like to convey to young innovators who will be competing in this year's UIY competition? Over to you, Mr. Manuka.
Okay, Nigesh, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. First, I want to thank IESL UIY committee for organizing this kind of competition. So now I want to questions, and actually, innovate new things is not an easy task. So everybody knows that, and we have to sacrifice many things to achieve the target, like time, effort, and money as well. So, but the final result of the innovation will be delighted the innovator, and sometimes it would be effort positively for the whole world. And therefore, I want to say for the new inventors, don't stop your innovations. Continue that one, and continue your work with the full efforts. And finally, I want to wish all the teams which are going to participate in this competition. So thank you very much for inviting me for this event. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Manuka. I believe that it is a great place of advice for young innovators in this audience. With this, we have reached the end of the Q&A forum, and thank you all the past winners for sharing your valuable thoughts and experience with us today. I believe that insights you gave will inspire the young innovators who are going to compete this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nikeshi. Behind every great achievement, there are a group of amazing individuals. They are the people working hard day and night, trying to pull out a great competition in the end. This is the great team creating all the plans and implementing them in order to create a platform for the undergraduate inventors and their inventions. So, to present the Undergraduate Inventor of the Year subcommittee, I invite the Undergraduate Inventor of the Year subcommittee chairman, Mr. Ravinath Malintha.
Am I audible, Unranga?
Yes, you're audible and visible. Good to go.
Okay. Wait, I will share my screen. I think my slides are visible, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Since the Stone Age, people have been living under different conditions and situations, facing various types of challenges day by day. Complexity of the challenges make people think creatively. Beautiful, curious minds flow upon the challenges and seek innovative solutions. With the time, society, people, and surroundings have been evolving with the technology. And here we are in a modern and advanced world facing advanced problems. Today, with the current prevailing condition of the country, it needs the most of our innovativeness more than ever to think out of the box. Therefore, we have created the best platform to showcase the creativeness and talents of young undergraduates of Sri Lanka, IESL UIY, Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 2022. This will be a tremendous platform to young, curious, talented undergraduates to reveal themselves in an innovative way. So, Ms. Lakshani Patrige gave us a clear picture about the guidelines, timeline, judging criteria, and benefits of the competition in previous session. So then moving on, this will be, moving on, IESL UIY is not only a competition. We have successfully concluded 2 webinar sessions of innovations, which drives and motivates engineering undergraduates through inventions. As well as the webinar series, we have launched a social media campaign to publish updates and news through Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And now I am going to present UIY subcommittee. Starting with me, Chairman Ravinath Mintha from University of Peradeniya, and Lakshani Patrige and Nikeshi Kumarasinghe as Secretary and Treasurer from University of Moratuwa, Vice Chairman Rusiru Gunaratna from University of Sri Javadanpura, and then University Student Chapter Chairman. They give us a wonderful support reaching the undergraduates. So starting off with Rashan Maduranga from University of Moratuwa, Tarindu Basnayaka from University of Peradeniya, Pradeep Pathum from University of Ruhuna, and Buddhipriya Ganath from University of Sri Javadanpura, and Prince Neranjan from Southeastern University of Sri Lanka, and Janardhan Paramsivam from University of Jaffna. And then moving on, the digital creations team. This is the digital creations team who create attractive flyers, videos, and stuff, led by Mr. Dilan Priyasad from University of Moratuwa, and Samira Hirumutukoda, Sandeepa Prabhash from University of Peradeniya, and along with Ratnayaka from University of Peradeniya, and Keshara Kavinda from University of Ruhuna. And this is the editing team who create informative contents and news, starting with Panchani Chandrasekhara, Arunadi Vijayasinghe, Devmini Suravira from University of Moratuwa, and Dwara Vidyan Jagannathan from University of Ruhuna. And this will be the organizing committee members, organizing committee team. Organizing committee members starting with Lakshan Jayavira from University of Moratuwa, and Ravindu Sanjula from University of Ruhuna, Pabasara Piris from University of Moratuwa, Krishika Jagatisan from University of Jaffna, Isru Koswatha from University of Ruhuna, Mitara Indura from University of Sri Javadanpura, and finally FL Fayaz from University of Jaffna. As the social media administrators, Primash Ichiro from University of Peradeniya and Buddhika Veerasinghe from University of Sri Javadanpura are doing a good job organizing every social media pages. So this is my team representing every university with different cultures, ideas, and skills. You know, organizing a competition in a situation like this is such a challenging event, but with the support of my team, it's not a much burden. This is just a beginning. We are hope to do more and our best. Thank you. And That will be the end of my presentation, and thank you. Over to you, Sachin.
Thank you. Now it's time to convey our sincerest gratitude to our keynote speaker, Dr. Bishan Kulapala, and our guest of honor, Dr. Kamal Laksiri. Therefore, I would like to invite UIY Subcommittee Treasurer, Ms. Nikesh Kumar Singh, to present the tokens of appreciation.
A leader is someone who knows the way, goes away, and shows the way, quoted John Maxwell. Building on that, today, the prestigious launching ceremony of IESL UIY 2020 came to light with continuous guidance and support of such special leaders, whom in this absence, none of these events would be colorful or splendid as it has been in this morning. So it is now time to recognize and appreciate the key personnel who were at the forefront and behind the scenes in this achieving excellence. First, let's pay our gratitude to keynote speaker today, Dr. Bishan Kulapala, Director of Strategic Investment and Director of Vega Innovation at Colgate International. Dear sir, please accept our token of appreciation. Thank you very much for joining with us despite your busy schedule. And thank you very much for empowering the future generation of innovators of Sri Lanka. Next, we would like to thank you, Dr. Kamal Laksiri, the acting president of the Institution of Engineers, Sri Lanka. Dear sir, we received quite productive and insightful thoughts today. Hence, a simple thank you wouldn't suffice for your exceptional support in making this event a success. Please accept this heartfelt token of appreciation from all the UIY Committee 2022. There were many persons behind the curtain who contributed significantly in making this event a success. And as the IESL UIY Committee of 2022, we hereby take this opportunity to express our sincere and heartfelt appreciation to all for your valuable and insightful contribution, and wish that you will remain with us, empowering the younger generation with innovation and novelty for better Sri Lanka. Let me wind up with this quote. The greatest invention of mankind is compound interest by Albert Einstein. Over to you, moderators.
Thank you, Ms. Nikeshi. Before wrapping things up, let us take a picture as a memorandum of the launching ceremony of Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 2022. So I would like to cordially invite each and every one of the audience to please switch on your cameras.
Yeah, I will be taking the snapshots. So I will take in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, done. Okay, done. Over to you, moderators.
Thank you. With that, we have reached the end of the launching ceremony of Undergraduate Inventor of the Year 2022. So, to deliver the thank you note, I cordially invite the Vice President of Undergraduate Inventor of the Year Subcommittee, Mr. Rusri Gunratna. Over to you, Mr. Rusri.
Hope you all can hear me. Good morning, all. We have reached the end of IESL 2022 Undergraduate of the Year launch ceremony. Event can be closed without thanking some important people who helped us in making today a success. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Bishan Kulapala, the co-founder of Vega Innovation, for enlightening us with his keynote speech. We are grateful for the time and effort he took us to share his thoughts and experience with us today. Secondly, I would like to thank Dr. Kamal Laksiri, the president-elect of IESL, for joining us today and sharing his thoughts through his inspirational speech. Your presence was a great support to us. I would like to express my thankful thoughts toward the past UINers for joining us today to share your experiences and thoughts, which would definitely be helpful for the completers this year. Many thanks to the IESL UI Executive Committee for guiding us in every step of the way and giving their insights to take this event to the next level. The subcommittee of IESL UI worked day and night to make today's success. Without their efforts, this will not be a possible task to be achieved. Last but not least, I would like to thank all participants for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you all. As Marianne Williamson says, every ending is a beginning. So as we mark the ending of the launching ceremony today, we are marking the beginning of IESL 2020. So thank you again and to see you in future events as well. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Mr. Rusiru. And now we have reached the end of today's session, and it's time to bid farewell.
Yes, even though it's the end of today's session, it's only the beginning for an exciting journey, which is the upcoming Undergraduate Inventor of the Year competition. We would like to convey our sincere gratitude for the audience who have joined us today to witness the launching ceremony of the Undergraduate Inventor of the Year competition 2022. Do keep in touch with us. We hope that you will take part in this competition and come up with great inventions that will help to reap benefits to our motherland. So thank you everyone and have a pleasant day.